Hey, it's your girl Smokey Jones, and you are tuning in to Smokey Said. Thanks for turning me on today. I'm so glad you had the opportunity to join me because we're getting ready to have a very interesting conversation this evening. We're going to be talking about romance in the workplace. I told y'all we was going to be talking about some workplace stuff, okay? How y'all doing it out here now? Everybody walking around talking they got a work husband or a work wife. So today we're going to be talking about what are some of the pros and cons of doing that, of having that romance in the workplace, all right? First off, let me just say, this is my disclaimer. I'm not an expert, I'm just a random chick on the internet. Had a couple of experiences, saw a couple of things, so I know a little something, all right? So I'm just trying to give you a few ideas to make your life a little bit easier, just giving you something to think about, all right? Let's talk about the pros first, y'all. So, one of the pros of being involved in a workplace relationship is you have a bad day at work and you really want to talk about it. It was rough. Well, if the person that you're involved with is in your workplace, they'll definitely understand where you're coming from. They'll even probably know who you're talking about, okay? So they can be that support for you because they understand, because they're basically in the same line of work that you are. Maybe not doing the same position, but maybe in the same building. You following what I'm saying? So that's a definite plus, because if you have a stressful job and your partner is not there, they may not fully understand what's going on, okay? All right? And everybody got haters in the workplace, so that's the second pro. You got those haters in the workplace. They bother you. They always talking stuff. They always doing something. They just won't leave you alone. Yeah, we all had it. I know the feeling. If your partner's in the workplace, then you can definitely unload some steam about that as well. And you don't have to worry about it going any further, because I'm sure they're probably going to keep everything that you're telling them in confidence. At least I would hope, So that's a definite pro, just having somebody to talk to that can relate to what you're going through in the workplace, okay? All right, so what did we say? You get that support in the workplace, right? Because your significant other is there, right? Get help with the haters because your significant other is there, because everybody got them, especially if you're good at what you do, okay? People hate that. So yeah, those are definitely some pluses. Another thing that's a plus, if you got that workplace thing going on, is you ready and happy to go to work, aren't you? When you wake up, the sun is shining, the birds is chirping, even though they ain't, they may not be, but just knowing that you're gonna walk in and see that beautiful face or that handsome smiling face just makes it a whole lot easier to go in there and deal with what you got to deal with, right? Another pro is if y'all work together, as long as fraternizing is not prohibited in your workplace, you can definitely motivate them on their job as well. You'll be there for that moral support. So that's another pro, right? So with all of this good energy flowing around, that's less stressful, especially if you have a stressful job. That can definitely help take away some of that stress if you have that special someone at work, okay? Just make sure y'all working and not doing nothing else, all right? If you are involved in something like that, don't be somewhere in the back on the side doing that adult thing. You know what I'm talking about. Make sure you working, okay? Don't be talking about Smokey told me. Smokey said go to work and get my thing on or get it in. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that just having that special someone at work sometimes can take away that stress, make for a better day, all right? So we've went over some of the pros, okay? Let's talk about the cons now. Yeah, y'all knew I was gonna get to that. I did the pros first because that list was shorter. Let's talk about the cons. Some of the disadvantages of having that special someone in the workplace. Well, like I said before, if your workplace discourages or prohibits this type of activity, then you could definitely put your job at risk, okay? So you just want to keep that in mind. I just want you to keep these things in mind. If you think about picking up that work husband or wife, you put that job on the line. That's your money, okay? So keep that in mind. Also, something else is, I've noticed that when people have workplace relationships, and you notice I said people, something else that I noticed when people have workplace relationships is everybody at work is in your business. Yeah, they know. You thought they didn't know. They know. They saw you looking at her, or they saw you looking at him. They saw that sneaky smile y'all thought that nobody else see. Yeah, people notice stuff like that. especially nosy people who have nothing else better to do. They're like, girl, yeah, did you see how he was looking at her? He watched her walk all the way down that aisle. Yeah, I seen him after work. I seen her getting in the car with him. You know you got a lot of nosy people at work, right? So I just want you to be aware and keep that in mind. If you are planning on indulging in this type of activity, don't think people don't know, okay? Let me tell you something. In my prior life, I was a boss, okay? I knew who everybody was sleeping with on my team. It wasn't hard to see, okay? Real subtle things that you just know. When you grown, you know, okay? So don't think you're fooling nobody. So just keep that in mind. Definitely, if you're thinking about indulging in this type of activity, it's not on the down low as you think, all right? Everybody's gonna be in your business. Another disadvantage of situationships in the workplace is when it becomes complicated, when there's a problem. Everybody checking for everybody at work, okay? Well, not everybody, but you know a lot of people are, because you spend a lot of time at work. So when people develop crushes, you know, it's people they want. They might have wanted who you got, you know, or just because they don't like you, they'll try to talk to them for that reason, you know. Guys and girls, men and women do stuff like that, you know. So you definitely want to be mindful of that if you are involved in a workplace situation, you know, that you're gonna have to be able to deal with your haters being petty, trying to do little sneaky stuff, you know what I mean, trying to flirt, trying to switch, wear them tight pants with a big old rump roast. She only doing it because she know you dealing with them. She just trying to make you mad, girl. Don't lose your job. Hey, I'm like this. I don't get mad, I get glad. I know I got good taste, so if I want them, I know somebody else definitely do. That's how you gotta look at it. Don't get mad. All right, you don't want to lose your job and go to jail because you got mad and jealous because she got your ex-boo and you still want them. All right. All right, and another con, you still got to go to work to make your money, right? You can't call your boss and say, I'm mad at him, so I'm not coming in. You're not going to have a job, okay? Or vice versa. Fellas, you can't call your boss and say, hey, I'm mad at her. I ain't coming back over there. You don't have to worry about coming back. You're not going to have a job, all right? So you definitely have to be able to separate the two. And you want to keep that in mind going in. What if this doesn't work out? Am I going to be able to look at this person every day? All right? Is there going to be a situation where it's going to turn ugly if this doesn't work out? I mean, we never think about things like that before. We don't think about them until they happen. And then by then it's too late. So that's why I'm trying to put this on the top of your mind, because I know you saw her, you was looking at her, you like her, and you want it, okay? But you definitely want to be mindful about how things can go. They can go right or they can definitely go left, okay? That's why people always advise against dating in the workplace, because on the flip side of it, if it doesn't work out, you still have to be able to deal with that person that you're not with anymore. You have to be able to deal with the fact that they're probably going to be talking to somebody else. Like, I'm not saying that they're going to just get with somebody else, but they may. And you have to be able to handle that. Okay? So you definitely want to keep that in mind too. Going into a situation like that is a possibility. Notice the disadvantage list, it seems to be a bit longer than the pros. I don't know, is it just me? Is it longer? What y'all think? All right, so where we at? We talking about pros and cons of dating in the workplace right here inside of Smokey Said, all right? So if you're thinking about getting involved with somebody at work, you definitely want to keep what we talked about today in mind, you know, and other things as well. If it's something that I missed, you know, definitely drop me a comment below, send me a message, we can talk about it, all right? All right, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, there are new episodes every Tuesday, and I will see you back here for the next conversation.